Bang bang, what's up? It's iCkEdMeL. I wanted to talk to you guys really quickly about a malware virus, a ransomware virus, which is called GandCrab. Now, I got the latest version last night, 5.2, which Bitdefender currently doesn't have a decryption for. And for the people that are watching this that aren't deeply into computers or technology, I think you're still going to want to listen because this is kind of interesting and I'll make it simple enough. Now, ransomware, right? It's like a virus. It's a program that you install on your computer and you, by accident or whatever, and you might have seen this before. Like you might get a pop up and it's like, oh, in order to recover your computer, call this number, and then you have to pay this amount of money and whatever. Usually it's not that hard to recover from, and it's kind of whatever, it's not a big deal. Now, last night, what I encountered is probably the most sophisticated kind of malware ransom I've ever seen, to the point where what I was doing was I was trying to get a serial key for a program, and I downloaded a file, and little that file required me to disable my antivirus. And I know it sounds silly, it sounds stupid to disable your antivirus and your Malwarebytes, but a lot of times when you're in that field of cracking stuff, software, you have to disable your stuff and you have to kind of roll the dice. So last night I rolled the dice. Now, at first it installed, it did what it had to do, and then the next thing I knew, it was trying to download files from my cloud, which I immediately stopped because I thought something was going on. It didn't seem right. And then I wanted to restart. So I did the restart. When I came back to, my whole desktop was changed. It said, "Dear iCkEd, your files have been encrypted." And I've never seen something do this like this before. Like it literally encrypted my important files, all my files pretty much, encrypted it so I could not access it. And it had a bunch of text files and all of the folders with instructions about how to decrypt the file. Now, I looked on Defender, and they have a resolution. You can actually decrypt the files if you have the version from 1 to 5.05. I have the version that's 5.2, which there's no crack or anything, right? Go me. And salute to that company, Bitdefender, for helping people out. I'll put the link down below if you happen to get a version that's lower. But if you're like me, they got the 5.2. What ends up happening is you cannot open your files, and I removed the GandCrab, but I still had all its encrypted files. And when I went to save new files or make new folders, it was blocking me. I still couldn't do that. So what I did was, because I was kind of intrigued, I opened up the file from the GandCrab, and I wanted to see what their instructions were. And their instructions basically tell you to go to the Tor browser, which is a browser that's involved in the dark web. Now, the dark web is an internet under the internet. It's where all the illicit stuff goes down. It's anonymous. I mean, you can find anything on there, and you can find things you've never wanted to see in your life. It's a pretty dark place. It's an anonymous place, but you can also be tracked and tricked. So it's a place of caution. So I decided to go there last night and decided to check it out. Now, I went to the site provided by the text, and they give you like a special code. I put in the special code, and I've heard that, well, first of all, these people within the last few months, they've made over 300 million within the last few months. 300 million. And it depends, because I've heard that like they've taken over companies, they've taken over people, and it's specific to the type of files that you have in your computer, I guess. So when I went there last night and I put in my code, and I was just kind of curious to see what they were going to quote me, they quoted me $600. So I saw that and I was like, right? Like I was just like, yo, I'm not paying $600 for that crap. So I left off of there. I looked for multiple solutions. I couldn't find any solution. And this morning, what I ended up doing is removing and wiping everything on the hard drive. I started fresh. I didn't have anything that important on my hard drive. Most of my stuff is on my mobile phone, and a lot of that's backed up online. What's interesting about this GandCrab is that it tries to download your cloud storage and encrypt it. Luckily, too, I didn't have my hard drive, my external hard drive. I didn't have it plugged in. I have it unplugged. So this is just things to think about. So if you have version 5.2, personally, if you're like me, which I got to do YouTube, I got to make content, I don't have time to wait till they come out with a release, I just wiped and started over. If you have a version under that, 5.05 or under that, they have a decrypting software, which you can do. And that's what I went through. And that was after hours and hours, because I was going through issues already with my computer. I was having all these problems with my webcam and software and all sorts of stuff. And I had to like do all this stuff. And when I finally fixed it, I went to go do this thing where I would for the serial for a product, and I got this crazy virus where they actually for $600. And they're saying apparently that a lot of people have actually given in to this ransoms. I've heard of ransoms to up to like 700,000, which is insane to me. But I guess if you're a company and you have really important like information, I could see it's kind of interesting. And what I noticed too, right, when I went on the dark web and when I checked out this website, the payments that they accept is not like you can't use your Visa, MasterCard, or whatever, PayPal. No, it's only Bitcoin, which is anonymous. So it was really interesting. I've never seen anything this sophisticated. But at the same time, I don't know. I was going to say these people are stupid, but they're really not. They're making money, whoever these people are, all over the world. So be cautious, be wary. Back up your stuff on the cloud. That's my recommendation. And maybe don't save all your passwords on the computer. I was really surprised by this, and that was my experience with the GandCrab. And yeah, that's it. So have a good night. Peace. Yeah.